Before we get started, let me explain what this video is almost about. It's basically focused on forgotten cartoons. Cartoons that only lasted one season or two, maybe three, depends, because it wasn't popular enough, we wasn't figuring out how what to do with the show, or some sort of controversy. This could be anything. I feel those shows who have more discernment to talk about because they actually try to make something different, or just completely fail because of competence, but we don't know. But besides that, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I used to review cartoon series, anime series, something completely random, and today we're going to talk about a cartoon series called Mother Up from Hulu. Now, I'll not be surprised if you never heard of this cartoon because it was sort of a joint venture with the American production and the Canadian production to make this for a Hulu, but they had two kind of problems. One of them was a controversy they did that kind of submitted to fail this show. The controversy was a sort of competition whoever wanted to join about animation. You basically make a short or a pilot to give it to them to see if people are interested, so make it a anime series. Sounds pretty simple, right? But the only problem is this competition give you a contract stating that you're not really allowed to show your work. In other words, when you do your own project and give it to them, they basically own the project. You can't show it. And that's a major problem because you're basically working for free while pay. And this was the controversy with Mother Up, because Mother Up was the poster child of this competition. So you could see a lot of people got a bad taste looking for this cartoon or the competition. So yeah, media that could be actually have a chance to ruin the cartoon. Now, 100% sure one of you down below probably thinking, well, it's just a competition, doesn't mean that much. You misunderstand that doing a cartoon takes a long time. A short or a 7-minute episode takes about 3 to 6 months or even a year. Depends if you're just working by yourself or a group of people. On top of this, you're not getting paid. And if you did do it, you can't even tell people you did it because you're looking for a job for an animated series or some company who does animation. You want to tell them, oh yeah, I have some experience. Let me show my work. Oh, I can't because I wrote a contract. So you see how people were pissed off about this competition. And I think that's the reason why, at least the major reason why it didn't work so well. To have other things kind of help it out. I think because it was in Hulu, then Hulu wasn't that popular back then. Back in 2013, was very slowly gaining subscribers, so Mother Up really wasn't delivering that sort of people wanted to see the cartoons. And also you have one more thing, sort of hurts it more, is the animation. The animation is good, but you see a few episodes that you see the sort of stutter. I mean stutter more like kind of like Frozen, because in animation you have a rule that the animated characters must always keep moving. That's sort of the idea of animation. If a character stays still for too long while even blinking, you ruin the illusion. And that happens in a couple of the episodes. But of course, later on they fix that, but once more, it doesn't help to watch this series. Of course, only if you are trained professional or watch way too many cartoons, you actually do notice this sort of flaws. Now, everything I have told you ruins the cartoon when you're watching it. And you have to say no. In fact, I felt everything what happened to it was sort of bad karma for the show because the show wasn't that bad. In fact, it was very interesting. The idea was kind of different and something sort of familiar. Why I mean this, if you look up online, if you're looking for some articles, some people kind of describe it sort of Family Guy kind of clone, but not really. I can see why they say it's sort of Family Guy kind of ripoff or inspiration. It's because this show has no filter because it sets it out being rude, because the whole idea of Mother Up is basically a character called Rudy that her job is basically hire other music artists and tell them what's wrong with them, why they cannot be successful. I mean, they're still talented, they have skill, but they have the sort of artist block. And that what Rudy comes in and sort of help them figure out what to do, to for them to be more inspired. But that's not the main focus. That's her job. The main focus is Rudy herself, showing how corrupt, how evil, how narcissistic this type of person really is in the music business, because she throws anyone from the bus if her promote her own career. And in fact, the first episode shows that, because you see Rudy doing her work, working with this other character called Tupit, a rapper who is stuck, but finally get him to understand what's wrong with them. And later on, you find out Rudy and Tupit did something so despicable that you'd be shocking and automatically get fired. But you showed how ruthless the industry really is, because automatically the company knew this and trying to throw Rudy from the bus first. But Rudy was smarter and quick thinking, and she says, "Oh, it was all sexism. They're the one who made me. I feel so repelled and sickened. I think I'm just quitting right now just to get my soul cleansed." And you see all the BS really does to get out of this sort of situation till she figures out to come back and become top dog once again. But once more, that's not the focus. That's just the setup, because you find out the whole show is about is Rudy finally getting out of that sort of kind of toxic kind of scenario that she needs to be number one, be the winner, and now she had to become a mom, because you find out this monster actually have kids, and you're wondering, how do you have kids? How do you have a husband if you throw everybody from the bus just to promote yourself? And you find out the husband is also equally despicable, selfish monster like Rudy. But she thought, oh, you'll be like with me. No, the guy disappeared in seconds, because when she found out Rudy is not rich and powerful enough, he just left without any explanation, just a sticky note. Now she's stuck with these two kids that is hers, but you should be surprised the kids are innocent. They are angels. They're completely opposite of Rudy. But I love it. Mr. Focuses now she had to be a sort of a normal mom with a normal house, and she still has money, but she doesn't know what to do with her. She's just sort of waiting her time till everything calms down. This sort of controversy finally leaves, so she can come back. But it's sort of that nod really doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to talk to the kids. She doesn't know how to fit in society, because she's so for herself to be number one, to be the attention. And you see that sort of complication with her kids, because if she tempted to basically just hug them, but she doesn't want to touch them. She wants the visible hugs, not physical. And you see that sort of development, figuring out everything how it works, how I'm supposed to be a good mom, because the whole show is the focus is nobody that perfect, is no one can actually raise a good kid, because it's hard. There is no instructions, and that in itself is sort of interesting, because you see Rudy is not a good mom. She forgets to feed them, forgets to put them on the bus, forgets their birthday, and once more she tried to fix that. She tried to become a little bit better, but once more the only time she moved is self-interest. But you see her sort of finding herself to become a good person. Now it sort of sounds like BoJack Horseman now, trying to be self-improve. The only difference is really doesn't know how to. She tries. I mean, she really tries, because I see this before in real life. Parents who doesn't know what to do with the kids. They are broken, and they still trying to figure out how to not broken their own child. The only difference is Rudy has no filter. That's the one comparison. What people say about this show is sort of Family Guy-ish, that she says things like, for example, her daughter Apple, who is innocent and doesn't understand, she doesn't know what she wants to do, tells her mother she wants to be a writer, and Rudy just says, so you want to live in a small apartment with a bunch of gay people, wondering where my life went wrong. And it's basically you're a writer. That's what went wrong. And tell her in front of her face, very snarky and witty. Yeah, I was like, calm down. It's your child. This is over exaggeration of her character. It's just sort of hilarious and so wrong. And my own father instincts just kicks in every time I see this in this show. I'm like, no, you're supposed to not say that to a child. This is so wrong. But at the same time, it's the outrageous and also how Rudy tries to be a good person makes this series interesting. Of course, I wanted to talk about her son and daughter. Apple was very innocent. In fact, you see the effects if someone who doesn't know how to raise a child looks like, because Apple had needs. She wanted to be listened. She wanted to be protected. She wanted to be fed. In fact, this one episode focus on that. She has sort of another mother figure that was a food dispenser. In other words, machines you just give quarters to give you chips or cookies. Yeah, that was sort of a substitute for a mother figure for Apple. And Rudy find out, and she's like, you know what? That's okay. At least I don't have to work twice as hard anymore. The machine can take care of it. But later on, she kind of feels empty and jealous, and she's trying to kind of get rid of the machine because it's her own daughter. But once more, she doesn't understand. She had this jealousy to get rid of the machine, but she doesn't want to hurt her daughter's feelings. And they run up this sort of weird question: this, what I'm doing, is it right? Is it wrong? Something wrong with me? And you see this sort of weird experimental episodes, super interesting, super funny in the same time. You also have Dick, the oldest son or oldest child of Rudy, who is basically similar to Apple, but because he's a guy, he has to think, oh, I have to man up. My dad left. I have to be the man in the house. I have to be the ruthless guy. But the kid is just so innocent and sweet. But I love it they focus on using him more like he needs something like a father figure, and he finds a convict criminal cleaning outside because that's his sort of punishment, and he sort of attached to this guy. You're just like, no, this guy stabbed people. What are you doing, kid? Run away. But you can't help it because he has needs too, and her mother not really fulfilling it, and he doesn't have a perfect a father figure around him. So yeah, I can see him doing something very not that smart. Like, why are you doing this stuff? But once more, he is innocent. They're not kind of clones like Family Guy. Each character do something very different, but I feel they're realized characters, and this is the reason why I have fun watching this series. But be fair, none of the writing is that amazing. There are some episodes I was like, yeah, no, this episode doesn't work with me. Like episode 3 about Rudy losing her shoes because her rival convinced his son to sell all her shoes, and she goes like tiring finding each shoes back. It's like a normal, simple episode to show how ruthless Rudy is, to find all her shoes and take anyone down who take her shoes back. But it's not, my opinion, wasn't the best episode. And that's one of the reasons why it kind of turned me off once in a while, because some episodes are not that interesting to me. But besides that, this show is still very good. Of course, it does have little things to kind of piss you off or maybe questions. Remember I told you this is sort of family-like kind of quality, that there is an episode they do a blackface, but instead of being a white person pretending to be black and painting his skin, it's actually a white person painting his skin brown, acting Mexican. And that, as a Latino, kind of shocked me because I wasn't expecting that to do this type of show. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is this is the episode could make you drop or hate this episode because how unexpected they actually did it. But once more, this show do punish characters doing something awful. So yeah, you can see what they're trying to do here. As a Latino, I wasn't not that offended, I just shocked. So yeah, just to let you know. Besides that, you have other side characters that are actually pretty interesting. I'm just gonna talk about two. One of them is basically Jenny, the rival of Rudy. That Jenny is the perfect mom. If she does, must be perfect to protect her own child. But she's sort of stuck up because she thinks she's the best mom. On top of that, she has her own clique of moms who are good of something to compare to Rudy, how terrible she really is, and she has to figure out to be as equal as them. But Rudy doesn't give a damn. Rudy does what she wants and thinks best with her mom. But once more, there's always the idea of the show, comparing and contrasting Rudy with other people, her sort of mother instincts sort of style. I think that's the reason why I enjoy this. You also like Jenny. Jenny is like the perfect image what to be, but realizing, yeah, you don't need to be this perfect. But at the end, she does accomplish so many things that you kind of wonder if Rudy was wrong. But I love about that she is not perfect either. Jenny is flawed also. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you what she's so perfect, what Jenny she so says to be the perfect mom, because the show didn't have enough time to fully focus on Jenny because it only lasted one season and 13 episodes. So yeah, you can use your own imagination. Besides that, next go to the final character, the character that I just love, this side character called 2-Bit. 2-Bit is one of those rappers who is very successful on his own. Interesting. The only problem is he's too successful. He's sort of become sort of writer's block. He can't really come up with anything good anymore. Every time he does write something, everybody kisses his ass and said, "Yeah, this is amazing." But you realize, no, it's pretty terrible. That's why he always visit Rudy all the time, because he's the only one who can actually be truly honest with him. The only one who set him straight. That's why you see him multiple times in the episode. He became more like the uncle or sort of friend of the family, always appears in the house for no apparent reason, just to know you. It just like being with you, but you can't hate him because he's just so crazy, so over the top, but also brutally honest. That's how much I love about this character, because if you see 2-Bit, the kids something wrong with him, he trying to help his own way, or Rudy herself, she have a problem, 2-Bit just come back with something to make him happy. And that is sort of wonderful about this character. Even if he's sort of crazy and flawed, you just adore him. Now, I can't bring anything else to say, just one question. Do you actually remember this cartoon? If you did, you love it, you hate it, tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.